here too. Okay, welcome everyone. I just started the recording, so we'll get started. My name is Megan Fisher. I think you all know me, but just in case you don't, that's my name. I'm super excited about this call. I haven't done one in a while, but I love doing them because I think district managers are the heartbeat of our business. I love district managers and what the title stands for, and just what that does for your belief when you get there. And I have always thought, like, if you can get to district, you truly can get to MVP, because it's just showing other people how to do what you just did, just over and over and over again. But I got this idea for like a qual call, a district manager qual call from Linda Parker. She's one of my favorite EMVPs. And the cool thing about Linda Parker is she's been in Arbonne forever, so she knows her stuff. So whatever Linda Parker does, says, you just do. But the cool thing about her story, you guys, is she is like a top 10 income earner, and she lost her district like 6 times, I think. So if you are in that boat and you're like, I'm going district again, like, that's okay. Linda Parker's done that. And for those of you who maybe been in qual for a while, that's okay, because Linda Parker did that too. And for those of you who've never been in qual and you're brand new and you're excited to go district, you can do that too. So one of the things she said in her call, that they call them qual calls, which I love, is hot, cool, stay hot together, which is why we're doing this call. So look around. A lot of you are probably teammates or within the same region or under the same area or wherever you're at. And like, take notice of that. Lock arms with someone on this call, or reach out to someone and say, we're going district together, and we're going to hold each other accountable with our activity and with our ups. So we're going to celebrate all our ups together, and we're going to celebrate our downs together. When I did like, whether I was going district or going area or going region, I always found a friend to push me. So find a friend to push you, because the cool thing about that typically is when they're having a good day, you're having a bad day, and you guys can balance each other out, and vice versa. So really lock arms with teammates and just go for this. All of you want to go district by GTC, whether you're going to GTC or not. You should, but whether you're going or not, it can be done in 1 to 2 months. We just had a team member on our team, Katie Holstein, do it in 1 month, so it can be done in 1 month. And she's a working woman, she's a wife, so it's not like she's just sitting at home eating bonbons, watching soap operas. Like, she's busy, and she got it done in 1 month. So know that's possible. But how do you do that in 1 month? So to finish district, you can do it in 1 to 3 months. GTC is in 2 months, so I'm just going to give you numbers for 2 months. It's 6,000 total in 2 months, or 6,000 total in 1 month. And some of you might already be in qual, so you're just going to take what you did in January and subtract that from 6,000 if you want to finish in February. But your area manager, whoever you're coaching with, is going to have exactly what numbers you need to finish. If you're already in qual, what exactly you need this month to finish. If you're not in qual, it's 1,000 PQV, but you guys are going to surpass that, because I mean, we're going district in 2 months. So I would say make your minimum goal at least 3,000 this month. You could do 3,000 this month, 3,000 next month, and you're done by GTC. So how do you do 3,000? I'm going to break it down a little, but I don't want to confine you guys too much to this itty bitty box where you're like, have to do this, because Arbonne's not really a cookie cutter thing. You have to take the premise, and you have to fit ideas into your lifestyle and what really gets you on fire in this business. So I'm going to give you tons of ideas, and you need to take 1 or 2 and just run with them. Take the 1 or 2 ideas that light a spark under your butt and just run and run fast. So big premise, overarching idea is to get 3,000 in 1 month. You guys need to be in front of 40 people. And that's our system, you guys, is getting in front of 40 people every single month. And 40 people, by that I mean telling the Arbonne story to 40 people. So not just the products or not just the business, both. Doing that merging of, you're talking about the business and the products, because if they're not interested in the business, then you can fall back on the products. So make sure you're telling the full story to 40 people. There's a million different ways, not a million, there's like 5 different ways you can do that. Here are kind of my top 5. I love workshops. I'm a workshop girl. If you guys, that makes you run, put it at the bottom of your list to do it. Like, this is your business, you can do whatever, but I love workshops. Number one, gets me out of my house, helps me meet new people. So maybe the one friend I know is hosting and she's going to invite 3 to 5 people I don't know. So I'm getting to know potential new business builders or potential new clients at those workshops. So that is why I do workshops. That's why I highly encourage doing them. And typically, a workshop for me is like $500 to $1,000. So I would say average it out. An average workshop is going to be $500. So if you do 6 workshops, you guys, voila, there's your $3,000. I mean, that's how easily that can break down. We all know you're going to have some, I call them poopy parties, where maybe your host gets influenza A and you have to reschedule the party to March. You guys, it's going to happen. Or one guest shows up, still hold the party, because that one guest could be your next ENVP. And I'll get to that in a minute. But keep your parties, because you never know who's going to show up. But I'm going to say over schedule. So if you know you need 6 parties to get 3,000, I'm going to say schedule 8, because lo and behold, one of your hosts is going to get influenza A or the stomach bug or something. You know it's going to happen, so don't shoot yourself in the foot. Just over schedule is my philosophy. One-on-ones is another great thing. You could put on your list. For those of you who are brand new, if you're like, even that word freaks me out, I totally get it. I was once there in my business, but this is where I'm going to encourage you to reach out to whoever is mentoring you in this business, who's really running alongside of you and helping you out. Do like 5 one-on-ones with them. You guys, that's why we're here. Like, I love doing one-on-ones with my team. So ask your upline to do some one-on-ones with you, especially if you're brand new, if you're getting back into your business. But I say like an average one-on-one is like, I don't know, there's no average to them, because some people are going to join your business, some people are going to host, some people are going to buy, some people are going to say, this is great for you, not great for me. I would say, if, you know, like an average of $100 a one-on-one, or 150, let's do 150. You know, if you have 6 of those, that's $900. So again, over schedule, because some are going to get rescheduled. So do 6 to 8 one-on-ones, and you guys, there, right there is like $3,800, depending on how your one-on-one goes. And those are the 2 things I really say run with, like workshops and one-on-ones. Know that you can do a virtual workshop. You can do a virtual one-on-one. Know that workshops are going to lead to one-on-ones. So we're going to do a one-on-one with the host, because she might join your business. I would say over 80% of my hostesses end up joining my business. So always ask your host to sit down with you and just say, hey, I'm going to bring you some products to pamper you, and I want to tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing. Just because I'm not going to talk about that at your party in front of your friends, you'll just know what I'm doing. And I sit down with them and do like a 20-minute one-on-one, and lo and behold, they typically join the business. So don't forget to do a one-on-one with your host, but know once you're at that workshop, you're going to meet people, and in our close, you're going to ask people to sit down with you and take a closer look at your business. So your workshops are going to lead to one-on-ones, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about this at the end, but know that your one-on-ones can lead to workshops. So because I all know you're going to either do them with an upline, or you're already doing great one-on-ones and you're leading with a business, I always go into a one-on-one with the intention of they're going to join my team, right? But that doesn't always happen. It's not a perfect world. Not everyone's a perfect fit for Arbonne, but I always go into a one-on-one with the intention of getting a result. So let's say they're not going to hope, or they're not going to join my business, or not interested. I say, not a problem. Would you be willing just to get a couple friends together? I would love to pamper you with 75% off. We have awesome hostess rewards, but you'd be doing me a huge favor just by helping me get in front of a couple new faces. So know that your one-on-ones can then lead to workshops if they're not going to join your team, or if they're a solid no to hosting. You know, you ask them to host at the one-on-one, they're like, no, you guys go to the next result. Then I'm like, okay, try the products and I'm going to try to get a product sale. And if that's still a no, you guys, that's what I'm saying. Go for a result at every appointment you hold, because you're taking time away from your day and your family or whatever is your priorities. If they're like a no to all of that, I'm like, okay, who do you know? Like, who do you know that loves to use safe products, or who do you know that is super business savvy? And get a referral from that one-on-one. So those are basically the two activities I encourage people to do. Don't be afraid to use third party. Like I said, bring your upline in on some of these one-on-ones, or if you're well versed in the one-on-one area already, I know a lot of people on our team are, use that third party as another exposure if they're interested in the business. Don't forget to use our events. That's another great exposure type of thing. We have Valerie, our ENVP, Valerie Edwards, has been so gracious to start doing every Monday. She's doing a virtual business opportunity with different RVPs. So no, that's an option every single Monday. So if you're doing 2 to 3 one-on-ones each week and they need another exposure, you can funnel them in to that virtual workshop every single Monday. It's going to be like literally every single Monday for the rest of the year. And then live events. So our Omaha one is over. Our Des Moines one just happened tonight, but Cedar Rapids is so stinking lucky to have ENVP Valerie Edwards coming to them on February 25th. So if you are, I'm going to say, if you are within 3 hours of Cedar Rapids, get your cute little tush to Cedar Rapids. It's going to be worth the drive. It's going to be worth bringing guests. So invite as many people possible to that, because if I promise you guys, if you have guests show up to that event on the 25th in Cedar Rapids, you will have people join your team. I promise you that. And even if they don't, you guys, I bet they're going to host after and want to help you out, or going to want to refer you, or going to want to buy products. So don't let those big events go to waste. They're fantastic. And I know the Cedar Rapids area has been really working hard to plan that event for us. So we talked about workshops, one-on-ones, third-party events. Another great, I call them sprinkles, like to pump up your volume, and is our boot camp. So our 30 Days to Healthy Living boot camp. That's another easy thing you can funnel people into, because it's all virtual, so it doesn't require a lot of work on your part. But you guys, if I don't have my volume, I should have written this down, but I think our ASVP is like $310 QV for the wellness. Shake your head if you actually know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's 310, but you guys think of that. If you had 5 people in February sign up for the boot camp to do it with you, either in February or March, because we start the first Monday of every month and the third Monday of every month. So our first Monday, the 5th, has started, and we'll start another group on February 19th, and then another group the first Monday of March. You guys, you can constantly be funneling people in to the 30 Days to Healthy Living. But think about it. If you find 5 people to do the boot camp with you, that's $1,500 right there. And your goal is at least 3,000. You guys are halfway there just by finding 5 boot campers. And then you could have each of those 5 boot campers find one friend to do it with them. You guys, there's another $1,500. There's another, that's 3,000 total. Boom, you're a brand new district in 1 month, because you booked your 6 workshops, found 5 boot campers, boom, you're a brand new district. So like, it can happen pretty quickly. These are just lots of ideas. Like I said, you guys have to find 1 to 2 that you can run with and that you love and that really lights a fire in your butt. But that's another idea. And think about it, you guys, in 60, I think we're down to 68 days. We're going to be in shorts in Vegas. It's going to be April. Iowa, hopefully the Midwest will be warming up. You guys, we're entering summer months in less than 70 days. Think about that. People are going to want to start getting healthy. And we know they're not thinking about it, because they're all going to gorge themselves like I am on Valentine's Day candy. Like, we need to remind them, hey, like, summer's like 60 days away. Let's start getting prepared. So the boot camp is always popular this time of year. Another tip is just keep plugging in like you're doing. Keep locking arms with each other. I know on our region page, I started a Going DM post. That's where I want you guys to post questions, and I know Renee's region has the same post going, but post your questions there, whether it's like, help, I don't know what to say to this person, or post your wins, post your disappointments, because as a group, that's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate with you, lift you up when you need lifted up, give you verbiage ideas when you need verbiage. So keep plugging into your Facebook group, keep plugging into our Sunday night calls. This coming Sunday, we'll have an awesome FAQ, frequently asked questions, and we'll have you guys post some questions on that. But that'll be fantastic, especially for new people, to get those burning questions like, how do I sponsor? How do I even bring it up? What's a pyramid scheme? Like, we're going to answer all those questions on our Sunday night call. And then the last three things are just tips. So tip number one is don't settle for no. And I remember being a brand new consultant, and when someone would say no back to me, like, no, I don't want to host, I would shut down and be like, okay, have a nice day. And I wouldn't ask for the next thing. So you guys, they might not want to host, and that's okay, but I bet they might be willing to sit down with you for 20 minutes. So if they say no to hosting, be like, not a problem, I totally get it. Do you have 20 minutes? I would love to sit down and catch up with you and just share a little bit about what I'm doing. Might not be for you at all, that's okay, but you might know someone who I could serve. You guys, ask for the one-on-one if they're a no to a party, or let's say they're a no to a one-on-one. I bet they'd still try samples. You can say, not a problem, I know you're a busy person. I know you're into wellness. Could I drop a few of my favorite wellness products off to you to try? You guys, it's wellness. It's an overarching category. Who can drop off skincare and nutrition? So don't settle for no. Like, get something out of that ask, even if it's just a referral. Okay, I already talked about this one, but it's worth bringing up again. Every appointment has a result, so keep that in mind. You're working your butts off right now, booking workshops, booking one-on-ones, inviting guests to our Discover Arbonnes, whether they're virtual ones or our in-person ones, but every appointment has a result. So show up to those parties even if they only have one guest. I will tell you, 2 area managers on my team right now were from a party that they were the only guest at, you guys. Pretty powerful. Show up to those parties. Even if it's only one guest, don't cancel them. Even if it's just the host, go. Do that one-on-one, because she might be your next EMVP. Those one-on-ones like I talked about, even if they're not interested in a party, I bet they host, or at the very least they know what you're doing now, and they know about the atrocity of toxic products or toxic ingredients in our products. So they're either going to be a great host for you, a great product user, or they're going to be a great referral base from that one-on-one. So even if they're not interested for the party, don't settle with that no. Get something out, get a result out of that appointment. And even all these DAs we're having, you guys, if they don't show up to a Monday virtual event, that's okay. Follow up with them. You could send them a video after that, or they don't show up to Val's awesome Discover Arbonne in Cedar Rapids, follow up with them. You could maybe meet them for coffee on, you know, the following Wednesday or whatever. So every appointment has a result. Remember that. Like, let that ring true in your head in the month of February. And then my last tip is trust and do. So trust in the process, trust in doing the activity over and over, and asking over and over and over to get that activity booked, you guys. An end result is gonna come. It might not come tomorrow, it might not come the next day, but those yeses and that volume is right around the corner if you just trust and do. So put your head down for the next 60 days and just trust and do. Trust in our system of getting in front of 40 people, and trust that doing that will bring the volume, because I will tell you, you're going to get about to February 15th, so a week away, and you're going to be like, not happening. My numbers aren't where I want them to be. I am not going to go into DM call this month with 3,000. And you're going to be like, I'm just going to give up. I'll do it in March. It's fine. And you're going to start to give up on your goals, because that doubt is going to creep in. And I want you to remember my voice in your head. trust and do. Trust and do. I promise you, trust in the process and just do the do, and the results will come. I promise you that. Don't give up, because I will tell you mid-month you are going to start to freak out. And I promise if you just keep your head down and keep moving forward, good things are going to come and month end. And then last thing I wanted to just really talk about before I open it up to questions is, you guys, think big picture here. I broke it down for you how you could easily do 6,000 this month with a mix of workshops and one-on-ones and finding some healthy living boot campers. And I didn't even talk about people joining your team, because when you get people to join your team, obviously they're doing like 1,500. So that's even bonus extra volume. So I don't want you to put it out of your mind that you can't do 6,000 in 1 month, because you can. And even bigger, you guys, you could totally finish district manager this month with 6,000, and you could go into qual with area manager numbers, 10,000. Not unheard of. It's been done again and again and again. So this is what I'm going to challenge you guys all to, is think area manager qual numbers. I'm going for it, because what is the worst that can happen? You'll end with 6,000 and you'll be a brand new district manager in 1 month. Or the very worst that's going to happen, you could end with, 3,000, and you'll finish the district numbers in March. Or the very worst that could happen, you'll end with 2,500 and you can finish with 3,500 in March. Like, go for the big stuff, because the very worst that's going to happen is you're going to get incredible volume to help you finish district. So go for that AM qual. It's not unheard of. We've had people do it in our team, finish district in 1 month and go AM qual the very next month. So put that in your sights. I love district. I know you all are going to get there, but I am on a mission this year, is to stop thinking about district and start thinking about getting you all to area manager, because that's where the magic happens. So have area manager in your sights, and know that district manager is just a stepping stone to get there. So that's basically it. I threw a lot of information at you all. For those of you listening to the recording, shoot me some on your little thread thing. Shoot questions there, and as a team we'll answer them. But I'm gonna, if I can figure out how to do this, unmute the lines, and if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think you're all unmuted. Yes, you should be, possibly. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, how do you approach a cold market?
Oh, who asked that?
Jody.
Sorry, yep. I wasn't paying attention. You know who's really good at this, and I wish she was on? Laura Davenport, and she just did a call. So maybe look back in the archives in your region page, Jody, and just search Laura Davenport.
Okay.
But she did an awesome call. Oh, it might have been 2 months ago. She literally moved to like a dead cold market in August, and she talks to people, which is totally out of my comfort zone. But like, she'll go up to someone in Starbucks and be like, "Your shoes are so cute. Where did you get those?" And then by the end of the conversation, she's given them like added them on Facebook and like, "Are you on Facebook? I'm just gonna add you." Like, and in line is like, "Is this you?" And then adds them on Facebook, and then keeps the conversation going. Like, she'll message them and be like, "It was so good to meet you at Starbucks today. You would be so good at what I do. I would love to meet with you sometime."
Okay.
So it's just like starting and Becky is awesome at that too. I mean, that's the blessing. You guys get Becky. She's her strength is wooing, the whole Strength Finders thing, but she literally sold an ASVP in the Jamba Juice line of a Denver airport last week. Like, who does that? Like, she's also really great at cold market. So talk to Becky too, but it's honestly just striking up a conversation, adding them on social media, and then keeping that relationship going.
Okay.
Good question. And a girl that trained for us in California, she does this, like, she'll woo them in line, like, "Oh, your shoes are so cute." And like, She said she prospected 7 people and also in the Denver airport because she was from Denver. But she like literally talks to everyone, and at the end, like striking up a conversation and, you know, creating that relationship. She's just like, this might sound really crazy and out of the blue, but you'd be really good at what I do. Can I add you on Facebook and add you to one of my business events coming up? And she adds them to a virtual event, like a DA.
Huh. Maybe I should pack a fake suitcase and go hang out at the airport.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could do it anywhere. Be like, this might sound totally crazy and out of the blue, but you'd be really good at what I do. Can I invite you to one of my events?
Okay.
So there's a million different ways you can do it, but I think the overarching idea is just like strike up a conversation and then create a relationship.
Thank you.
So Megan, do you have any suggestions on approaching your warm market? I struggle with this because it's not my personality to call up people that I know and say, hey, I'm doing Arbonne. I'm just struggling with that. And it's not that I don't want to share. I share with people as it comes up and I talk about it with my friends. But for me to reach into like my contacts and, you know, if I haven't seen somebody in a couple of months and then I reach out and I say, hey, can I tell you about I'm just struggling with getting comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And still being authentic to who I am. And so do you have any tips? I've talked about this with Becky before too, but
yeah, I think you said it, like you answered your question already, is be authentic. And I would just literally authentically tell them like, okay, I have been sitting on this for months because you know this is not my style to just reach out to people. Like just tell them that, like, you know this isn't me and I literally have been pondering this for months, but I would love to tell you what I'm doing because like I'm passionate, like whatever you're passionate about, I'm passionate about these ingredients and I would love for you to know more. Whatever your because is, like just fill in the blank. But my rule of thumb on any verbiage is be authentic. So if you were like flipping out of your mind to reach out to this person, tell them that. Be like, I have messaged you 10,000 times and erased it every single time because I've been so scared to reach out to you. Because I think it's not that copy paste where people are getting a million messages a day where people just copy and paste it. It's like you being real with them, and it puts your guard down, but also their guard to be like, oh my gosh, why would Karen be like scared to talk to me? It's Karen, you know what I mean? So it puts their guard down. So number one, be authentic, and like if you were scared to reach out to them, tell them that. Number two, give them the out. Be like, tell them why you're passionate. Like I love this brand. I love our ingredient policy, but know that I would love to share more with you. And if it's for you, great. And if it's not, that's totally okay. Just reaching out because you might know someone that I could help or that I could serve. So I don't know if that helps, but I think my biggest tip would be just be authentic and tell them that. Like, this is totally not me, and I know you know that, but you know it's that important that I'm getting out of my comfort zone to want to reach out to you.
thank you.
Does that help at all, Karen?
Yeah, I need to actually try it out. I need to, instead of, like you said, writing it up and then deleting it, and then writing it up and then deleting it. I mean, I just need to do it, just send it.
Yeah. And I think too, do a little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your head.
I was just going to say that.
I was thinking that too.
You have to do it. That's Mel Robbins, but like, I will tell you too, I had to do I'm doing this 100 ask reach out where you have to reach out to 100 people. Totally not my thing. But I've been doing this long enough where I am like scraping the barrel a little with my 100 reach outs. Like I messaged a girl literally I have not seen since 2001. But I reached out to her and scared to death, did a one-on-one with her. And you guys, this totally made me feel better at the end is what she said. She wasn't interested in the business at all. I don't even know if she'll buy products. She's trying them right now. But she said, Megan, I am so glad you reached out to me. It was so good to catch up with you. And I have seen you build your Arbonne business for 7 years and always wondered what you actually did. And I was like, oh, thank you. You totally made this whole uncomfortable situation better. You know what I mean? Like, you just validated that people don't care. She didn't care that I hadn't talked to her since 2001. She felt good because at the one-on-one, we like reconnected and talked all about her family. It was awesome. So don't get in your head too much either. That's my other tip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Send it out.
Yep. I actually had a one-on-one a couple weeks ago with a girl that I had not seen since, I've seen twice in passing, like at a store, twice, but I'd not seen her since 1993, and she's currently trying the products. And she had breast cancer, so she's super excited about them being chemical free and everything like that. But so yeah, it's been like over 20 years, and it was perfectly fine. You can do it, Karen.
Thanks.
You can.
It's like, I feel like it's right there. If I could just get over this little hump, I'd be fine. So.
Well, if you want, we can have coffee and I'll get you over it, because I was like that too. I'm not as nervous anymore.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would take Jody's advice. Get together with a group, because then you're more likely to do it. And my philosophy too is the first one's always the hardest. So promise yourself when you actually sit down to do it, you'll at least do 5. Because your first one is going to be the most brutal, awful one. It's going to take you 10 minutes to send because you're so like nervous and you're like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And then you finally send it. But then the second one's going to get easier. And by the 5th, you're going to be like, why didn't I do this sooner? This is fine. So when you do get started, promise yourself you'll do like at least 5, because by the 5th one, it's going to be easy. And then the next day when you go to do it again, the first one will suck. And then by the 5th one, it'll be okay. Any other questions?
I have a question. This is Melissa. Can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
I don't have my video on because, so I've made a lot of reach outs and, sent mostly invites for people, if they wanted to do a workshop or whatever. So just people aren't getting back to me. And so I wait a few days and I might touch base again. And then sometimes I see them like at church, or I'll see them, just around or whatever. And they look at me like, oh, I read that, but I didn't get back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of that awkward thing. Do you say something? Oh, hey, did you get my, message or whatever? Or do you wait and just act casual? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just find it awkward when I'm like, I sent them something and they didn't say anything back. And then I see them in public or in person. And then that's like awkward.
Yeah.
Or am I making it awkward?
Both.
Yeah.
I would say, feel free to say something. Because I think obviously you get a better response when you're in person, because they have to say something back to you. Like, did you get my message?
Right.
And they have to, it's not like they can't like run off and ignore you, and a text message totally can.
Yeah.
So like, I think you would get an answer, but I think too, not saying anything, they're probably like, oh shit, I didn't respond to her. I wonder if she's, like they're wondering and you're wondering, and then it is awkward. So
Yeah.
I would say like, just get the elephant out of the bag and be like, did you get my text? But I did that with a girl I've literally been trying to set a date with for 2 months now. We were on the phone yesterday, and she's a really good friend, but I was like, hey, are we ever going to set your party date? And she's like, oh, I shouldn't swear on this, but she's like, yes, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. Like, I think 90% of the time people are legitimately flaky and they forget. And when you bring it up, they're like, yes, absolutely. And then she said, I'm probably going to forget again. So do not hesitate to reach out and remind me.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I had that happen too, and of my small group of people that I reached out to, and I'm trying to actually pull up the text that I sent her. But I think it was Laura or somebody. They had a phrase that I really liked, and it was something to the effect of, hey, I'm just reaching out to you again. I wanted to know if you wanted to continue the conversation, or if you were well, it wasn't that you were interested. It was something about continuing the conversation, and I loved that phrase because it opens the door for some conversation. Are you interested in hearing more? Without saying interested, do you want to continue the conversation? Yeah, and so I said, I'm trying to find my text here so I can read it to you. But actually, she ended up responding back, and then we met for a one-on-one, and she signed up as a PC, and then ordered some stuff. But that was helpful for me.
Well, see, you can do it.
That is awesome. Yeah, you're going to have to post that verbiage once you find it in our region page.
Okay, I'll try. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's the small group that I have. I've followed up with everybody, and I keep reaching out to them, and I think that's why it's worked for me. Just with that, I have a high percentage of people. The people that I have exposed Arbonne to, I have a high percentage that are actually signing up as PCs. Nobody's been a business builder with me, but yeah, it's just trying to broaden that. That's my problem. So anyway, getting back to Melissa's question, now I liked that verbiage of, did you want to continue the conversation?
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
I think it must have been Laura though. She said something.
Any other questions?
No, but thank you for doing this. This was helpful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, feel free to post questions in the region page. And like I said, hot coals stay hot together. Remember that. Really lock arms and do it as a group, you guys. You all can be district managers or above area managers by GTC. So just go for it. Like I said, the worst thing that's going to happen this month is you're going to get halfway there or more. So just go for it and do heads down for the next 60 days, and you guys totally got this.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah,
Okay,
have a good night.
Thank
You too.
you.